Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today I have another collaboration video, this time with my beautiful friend Samantha March. Samantha and I are going to be playing a little game that I am calling Kiss, Marry, Kick. This is the clean version, the YouTube friendly version of another game that you might know. We're not gonna say the F word or the real K word because that is the path to demonetization and I am not interested in going down that path. So we are gonna be playing an eyeshadow palette version, and before we get to the game, I just want to say a couple of things about my friend Samantha March. Samantha and I actually met in person in 2018, so it has been a long time. You're probably already following her, you're probably already subscribed to her. She is like the do-it-all woman. She writes books. Now she has her own small brand that she's running. She's done these collaborations and she does videos and Instagram and TikTok. She just like does everything. And despite all of these cool things that she's done, despite all of these amazing projects and collaborations and all the success that she's had, she still is just this super down-to-earth, genuinely really nice, sweet, funny, smart, Renaissance woman. I just look up to her so much. And I have to tell you, from the perspective of somebody who has known her behind the scenes for 4 years now, what you see is really what you get with her. She is just such an incredible person. I know for these collaborations I keep going on and on. I can't stop raving about how cool and talented and special my friends are, but look, first of all, this is what happens when you're friends with a Sagittarius, alright? And second of all, it's just true. I am so fortunate to have so many of these really just cool, interesting, nice people that have agreed to be friends with me, and I'm really excited about all of them. Now I'm looking at my camera and I have been talking about how much I love Samantha March for almost 10 minutes, so truly can't recommend her content enough. You will not regret it. Definitely go follow her, go subscribe to her, and definitely go check out her video because I have a feeling that we might have some similar answers, but I also think we might be battling on a few of our answers too. So I'm gonna scooch over and I'm gonna put the 3 palettes over here in case you're not familiar with this game, because a lot of people get confused, like what's the difference between kiss and marry. Kiss is more of like an initial attraction, but you don't think it's gonna be a long-term thing. It's like lust, but not love. And then I think the last one, kick, is self-explanatory. So I didn't just want to throw out 3 random palettes. I really wanted to give a little bit of structure to the pairings. So each one of these trios has a theme. The very first set of palettes we're gonna go through is what I call OG YouTube favorites, OG beauty YouTube favorites. These are the classics. These are the ones that could do no wrong back in old school beauty YouTube, back in those 2010s, you know, the heyday. So we have the Urban Decay Naked palette, original Naked palette. We have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. This palette really marks like a turning point in beauty YouTube for sure, but I think just the makeup world as a whole. And then we have the original Tartelette palette. This is another one that is well loved. It was really a staple for a lot of people. I have to say, and I know that I may be expelled from beauty YouTube forever for saying this, I never had the original Naked palette. I've seen it, I've swatched it, I saw it in stores. I never purchased it. I've had the other 2, but that's not an automatic kick for the Naked palette for me. I think I'm gonna go Kiss Modern Renaissance because you just get that initial, ooh, like the colors are just exciting. I'm gonna marry the Naked palette. I do just think that is the one that long term, if I had to use the same palette every day for a long stretch of time, I think that's the one that I would be the happiest with. And I'm gonna kick the original Tartelette palette. I don't love the Tartelette palettes. There are a lot of Tarte palettes that I do really like, and the Tartelette in Bloom, Tartelette Toasted, they're fine, like they're good. I just don't love them more than most other palettes. So that's what I'm going with. Don't sue me if you love that Tartelette palette. You're allowed to love it, and I'm allowed to kick it. I made some of these intentionally difficult for myself and some of them intentionally difficult for Sam, so we'll see how these shake out. This one is definitely going to be difficult for me because we have large Huda palettes, and I really like these. I could really go back and forth with the Kiss and Marry because I really like both Rose Quartz and Mercury Retrograde, but I think that I'm going to kiss the Rose Quartz palette, marry Mercury Retrograde, because in all honesty, it's one of the best palettes for me consistently over the many years since its inception. So I'm gonna marry it because I want to be with it forever. And I'm gonna kick the Empowered palette. I still like the Empowered palette, but it has those two cream shadow liner things. I can get the same colors and the same formulas from other Huda palettes. So even though I still think Empowered's a good palette, I'm gonna kick that one. Sorry, Huda. Well, I mean, I also kissed and married one of your palettes, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, this next trio is super evil of me because I only designed this trio to be intentionally really difficult for Sam. Don't worry, I'm gonna pay myself back later. Samantha, I'm so sorry if you watch this video and you hear this part because I know that these are your colors and I know that you really like these formulas. So it was evil intent, pure evil intent. And I'm so sorry. I still love you, Samantha, but I have never tried a single one of these palettes. But I'm just gonna go based on videos I've watched, swatches I've seen, and this is a totally uninformed opinion, so nobody get mad at me, especially for this one, because I'm just kind of... Okay, so we have the Natasha Denona Retro palette, we have the Sigma New Mod palette, and then we have the Mothership Divine Rose palette from Pat McGrath. I have to say, just going off the gut feeling, I would for sure kiss the Divine Rose palette. Pat McGrath palettes are very expensive, but they're so beautiful. I have tried a few of her other eyeshadow palettes and they are lust-worthy. I understand what the hype is about. I also agree. They are very expensive. I'm not here to tell you whether something is worth the money or not, but they are lust-worthy. So I'm gonna kiss the Divine Rose palette. I'm not sure which of these other two to marry. They just are so similar. I think I'm gonna marry the Retro palette just because the colors are a little bit richer and a little bit more purpley leaning, and I love a purpley eyeshadow. I'm sure that the Sigma one is beautiful too. I actually just ordered my first Sigma eyeshadow palettes. They just arrived, so I have not even played with them yet. But I hear so many good things about them. I'm sure this is a great palette, but you know, somebody's gotta get kicked. It's just the nature of the game. All right, the next matchup, the category name probably sounds a little bit shady, but these are like universally hated palettes. All of these palettes got fairly bad reviews. They did not get great reviews on YouTube. They don't have great reviews on their respective websites from customers. So it just seems like content creators and customers alike didn't really love these overall. Obviously, some people probably do love them. If you love this and you hear me saying that and you're like, please don't get angry because it's not up to me. These literally just got bad reviews, okay? I agree with you. Whichever one you love, I agree with you. I love that one too. So we have the Candy Land palette from ColourPop, the Subculture palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and the Pastel Obsessions palettes from Huda Beauty. I have tried all of these and I actually don't think really any of these are as bad as their overall online reputation. In fact, I actually really like the Subculture palette. I'm for sure gonna marry the Subculture palette. I like it a lot. I understand some people's frustrations with it, but I really enjoyed mine. So I'm gonna marry Subculture for sure. I could really take it or leave it with either one of these others, but I do think that the ColourPop Candy Land packaging is really cute. So I'm probably gonna kiss the ColourPop palette and kick the Huda palettes. because neither one of those really knocked my socks off. And I'm not really a pastel girl, so I could really live without either one of those. But based on packaging alone, which, you know, the Kiss category is the flash in the pan, lusty feeling. So that's what I'm going with. Next category are the Trailblazers of the warm tone palettes. These are not a complete list, but definitely 3 of the warm toned, warm neutrally palettes that burst onto the scene at the beginning of the eyeshadow palette boom. I have all of these. I like all of them. I will say the Kick category is easiest for me for this one because it's the Tartelette Toasted palette. I know it sounds like I'm really hating on Tarte palettes specifically for this video. It's not an incorrect statement. However, you will get to see at least one Tarte palette in my best of the year videos at the end of this month, so don't worry, I haven't written off Tarte. They have redeemed themselves. I'm just not obsessed with the Tartelette palette, so I'm gonna kick Tartelette Toasted. Now, it's a little bit harder deciding who I want to marry here because I think Soft Glam seems like the safe bet, seems like the steady partner that you could run with for a long time. And look, I'm married to a Taurus, okay? I totally understand that. But if I think about long-lasting love, keeping the passion alive, I think that the ColourPop Yes Please palette is the one that I would be happier to have more long term. Formulas are both great. I could really go either way with these. I know Soft Glam is intellectually the smart choice to marry, but I think I'm gonna marry the Yes Please palette because I just can't quit those ColourPop palettes. And the Yes Please palette was the first ever fully curated pressed powder ColourPop palette. This was the OG ColourPop palette, the first one ever. And, you know, you never get over your first love. So maybe you're not supposed to marry your first love either. I don't know. Maybe you're just supposed to kiss them. But today I'm marrying my first love. Another really difficult one for me. The next 2 are all ColourPop palettes because I think I was feeling guilty that I intentionally made a trio to torture Samantha. So I made a couple to torture myself as well. These are my 3 favorite mega palettes from ColourPop. We have the Bare Necessities palette, the Stone Cold Fox palette, and the It's a Mood palette. A warm tone mega, a cool tone mega, and a jewel tone mega. These 3 are the heroes of my comparison videos. If you were gonna only buy 3 ColourPop palettes, I don't think you would be doing badly if these were the 3 that you chose. Ugh, this is so difficult because I love these. I use these palettes so much. Just based on the criteria here, my initial attraction, but probably not long-term happiness, would be with It's a Mood. If it wasn't for those pressed glitters that are in It's a Mood, this would be a straight marry. I'll divorce every other palette and just marry this one. But glitters are kind of a deal breaker for me, so I will kiss It's a Mood. I would marry either one of these palettes and I would be very happy for a long time. But I've used Bare Necessities so much and it really is the just steady, reliable, always there for me neutral palette in comparisons and in life. So I'm gonna marry Bare Necessities. It makes me really sad to kick Stone Cold Fox because I honestly love this palette too, but somebody's gotta go. Somebody's gotta get kicked, and today it's the Stone Cold Fox palette. Okay, if I thought that one was difficult, for some reason I decided I should make it even more difficult for myself. And this next trio is 3 purple 9-pan palettes from ColourPop. 3 palettes that I love so much. And I've had the chance twice now to do favorites bundles with ColourPop. 2 of these palettes were featured in each one of those bundles. So we have the It's My Pleasure palette. We have the Lilac You A Lot palette, which was in my No Shrinking Violet bundle. And we have the Or Kid You Not palette, which was featured on my ColourPop Creators Favorites page. And I'm so masochistic for creating this trio because I would kiss and marry all 3 of these palettes. I would be in a poly relationship with all 3 of these palettes. And I would be very happy. Okay. Oh, who am I gonna kick out? This is awful. All right, well, I have to pick somebody. I think, okay, I'm going to I'm gonna marry the It's My Pleasure palette. This is a palette that has just been consistently a favorite for years and years and years, and that's marriage material. So I'm gonna marry It's My Pleasure. I don't want to kick either one of these. Just know whichever one I pick, I will regret the other one not being chosen. So I'm going to, I'll kiss Lilac You a lot and I will kick Or Kid You Not. And I'm not happy about it, but it's just that purple matte on the bottom row is, I feel very lusty towards that shade, so that's why. All right, let's just move on. Let's move on because that one is upsetting to me. The very last group of palettes, I wanted to finish off with a holiday themed trio. So we have the Pumpkin Spice palette from Too Faced, the Rudolph palette from ColourPop, and the Merry Christmas palette from Oden's Eye. 3 brands that I love, 3 palettes that I really like, and I feel like Oden's Eye is for sure the marriage material. My gut is telling me to marry the Merry Christmas palette, so I'm gonna marry the Oden's Eye palette. I'm going to kiss the Pumpkin Spice palette. It's just so pretty. It's so attractive. You just want to kiss it. It smells good, you know. As much as I like the Rudolph palette, that's the one that I feel like I could live without. So I'm going to kick Rudolph only figuratively. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That was so much fun. I can't wait to go and watch Samantha's video and see which palettes she chose. I'm curious to see how many we have in common and if my evil Natasha Denona Sigma Pat McGrath trio really tripped her up as much as I expected that it would. I can't say enough good things about Samantha March. Highly, highly recommend her channel if you're not already subscribed. Go check out her video. Go show her some love over on her channel and on her Instagram. She is genuinely such a lovely person, a fantastic friend, a great content creator, an all-around businesswoman, a stunning beauty, a sight to behold. So thank you, Sam, for agreeing to do this crazy video idea with me. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I would love to hear what your choices would be. Which palettes would you marry? Which palettes would you kick? I always love to hear what you think about things too. So make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hold on, what? Let me have a refreshing sip of this Naturally Essence hibiscus. I love the way they write that. Why do they do that? Just put hibiscus. I don't understand. Fun fact, I have a hibiscus tattoo. Okay, let's try that again because the first run was pretty awful. What am I trying to say? Whew, don't come for me. Anybody who loves the palettes that I'm kicking, all I have to say is at least I am kicking them and not killing them. Sounds much nicer, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Sam is gonna straight out block me when she when she hears that part. Oh, okay. All right, calm down. Can we take a break from my constant talking to talk about how cute these earrings are? Hold on, let me show you. I made these for my Etsy shop and I absolutely love them. Nobody has purchased them yet, but I'm holding out hope because I think these are so cute and cool. All right, anyway, if you need some iridescent gemstone earrings, I got you. Hold on, I'll show you. Here's one for the outtakes. People, especially if you see my Instagram page where all my pictures are made to be so pretty, people always ask me like, oh, do you even really use your makeup? Well, here on YouTube, you know, because you see me. But if you want to talk about a well-loved palette, I think the ring light even makes it look better. This palette is filthy, beat up, used, stained, smeared, gouged. It's not like I'm over here, you know, panning mega palettes or anything. We've got a lot of stuff to test on this channel. But this is a consistently high rotation palette for me. So now you know. If you know, you know. Oh no, will that get me demonetized saying that? Maybe. Merry Christmas palette, get it? Marry it, it's merry. Okay, I'm gonna stop, sorry. I was just talking my face off for close to an hour, so let's hope I can edit this down to a less annoying length of time. I think I'm gonna get to see Samantha in person in 2023, and I'm really excited about that. We haven't seen each other in person since 2019, but we would video chat and stuff to hang out during the panini times, you know? And please don't yell at me for not listing my makeup in the description. I'm gonna have a video with everything that's on my face very, very soon. If not the very next video I upload, then it will be out very soon. So don't be mad at me, but you gotta wait for the video reveal because, well, you'll see. You'll see why. It's a dupes video. I'm actually wearing 2 separate faces of makeup right now. Bet you couldn't tell, could you? Don't lie now and say that you could tell. You couldn't tell. I know you couldn't tell. Yeah, 2 different eyeshadow palettes, 2 different concealers, blushes. I was even wearing 2 different lipsticks. Pretty crazy, huh? You'll see it all soon. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Thank you for being a friend. That rhymed unintentionally. Go say hi to Sam and give yourself a big hug for me. Ooh, alright, because I love your face. And you're special and cool. And I like you. That's all. Bye-bye.